Welcome back, everyone, to episode 2 of my long play of Symphony of the Night, or Castlevania Symphony of the Night, if you will. In the last episode, we managed to defeat Dracula as Richter Belmont. He disappeared, and roughly 7 years later, I'm not 100% on the math on that, Castlevania, the castle that Dracula inhabits, which disappeared at the end of Rondo of Blood, has reappeared. And Alucard has awakened to go confront his father for the second and hopefully final time. And we are picking right back up where we were in the last one, and it appears I did not save any of the progress I made down that hall. Oh, boy. Well, I think what we'll do is, because there wasn't anything critical that we picked up through that run, we're just going to skip it for now. It's all right. Didn't lose a ton of progress. It won't take very long to get through that area once we come back to it later. Once we have some better equipment and some better stats, this area becomes very trivial. We do want to make some progress today. I can't spend all this episode trying to go through that area. Oh! These stupid fleamen are bleeding, which is very important, so we're gonna take advantage of that. There we go. Come bleed with me.
Wait a moment. You seem human, and yet, what do you here?
What do you here?
I've come to destroy this castle.
Then we have the same purpose. I'll trust you for now. I'm Maria. Who are you?
Alucard.
Not the talkative type, I can see. Well, perhaps we'll meet again, if you live that long. Farewell.
So, nice little detail about that character, Maria Renard. If you remember playing the original game, she was very much a young child in that one. So it's a little detail that they snuck in there, and no, I can't get up to this just yet. That, obviously, if that's the original, the same character from the original game, quite a few years have passed since the events of that one. And again, I think it's 7 years. So she would be kind of a young teen, probably 17 or 18. But yes, that is the same Maria Renard from the original Rondo of Blood game. That statue right here that moved away while she was running off, it actually is set on a timer. And in-game, you can see the time at the bottom right there, 32:43. Every time a minute passes, the statue either recedes or moves forward to block the passage. So once we get to 33 minutes, the statue will actually move back into place and block the path. All you got to do to get it to move is simply wait a minute. That's it. We'll go ahead and do it here. You can hear the tick. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, a 3, a 2, a 1. Statue. That easy. Now, the one on the right side, you actually have to have an item in order to get it to move. And in fact, I believe it's 2 items. But we don't have either of those yet, so we're not going to worry about it. And we also can't get up to that room anyway. All right, we're not going to take any chances with this guy. No big hits for you. I believe those fleas drop 2 items. They drop cheese and a sword, a 2-handed sword, which we don't have any of other than the red rust, which we hadn't used yet. So unfortunately, we're not finding a ton of items. Not yet. That may change, but for the time being, we're just going to stick with what we got until something else drops or we find another item. Oh! Some money. Now, I haven't been using it, but you do actually have a shield in this game. The shield is basically there for blocking projectiles. You can hold it out as long as you hold the B button down. And some of the shields that you get in this game, not all of them, actually have the ability to damage enemies just on contact. The leather shield is certainly not one of them, but there is a shield that gets dropped by the Medusa heads in this game. simply called the Medusa shield. And that item actually will cause the damage to enemies that I'm talking about, as well as an item, I think we saw at the very beginning, the Dark Shield. Alright, I do need this for one thing here. Oh, it didn't work! I thought you could pop the door there. Alright, that guy dropped a leather shield, which we already had equipped, so no change there. Well, we just lost by booty. And that makes me a sad panda. Oh, 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 oh! Look at those moves! Let's try blocking one of these. Yeah, see? I don't think you can hold the shield and attack at the same time. This isn't a Dark Souls game where you can block with one hand and attack with the other if you're using a spear. It's either or. And of course, dodging is also an option, so you're too lazy to move your thumb about an inch and a half to the left or right, you can just dodge the attacks. And let me tell you, kids, I'm a very, very lazy man. We're gonna give that a try one more time. Because I thought, man, I thought you could just do that and it would open. Maybe I'm forgetting something. That's right. We'll keep going. If I can't get to those rooms anytime soon, no big deal. Uh-oh. Alright, so little trick here. You can actually attack that lady as well to do damage. The best way to do that is just hop on the back of the enemy. You can see it's not actually hurting him. You still have to hit the face. And that guy was bleeding, so we'll take advantage of that on the next one as well. This is a very long corridor that we have to go through. There he is. Cute little detail in the background. You can see an eye looking into the windows. But it's not an enemy that you ever fight in the game. It's just a nice little extra that they added to this particular environment. You see him right there on the left side, peeking in. What are you guys doing? Hey, can I come in? Ah, ran out. See ya. Fast kill. I must have done a critical there. Alright, now we got another real big pain in the ass enemy coming up that will actually turn you to stone if you get hit by one of his little projectiles. And if you get hit again while you're turned to stone, you have absolutely no defense. It can kill you in 1 or 2 hits, so we gotta be very careful with this guy if possible. There we go. Oh, look at that. Oh. And his secondary effect, which I believe can poison you if it gets you with one of those little spores that he shoots out. Oh. Ah! So he doesn't get stopped completely, but he does slow down significantly if you do this. Not every enemy in the game can be stopped altogether with the clock. I think the larger, higher hit point enemies actually can avoid damage or avoid the stoppage of time altogether. Alright, cool. We're through here. Alright, I think there's a save room coming up above. And we want to go above and below at some point. We're going to go left first because I think it's at the end of this room here. Oh, look at all these hits. Now watch, the next one will die in 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, maybe not. Drop something, you coward! I want that armor just for the laugh. Whee! Overwrite. Oh, what are you doing? Save! Why does that keep doing that? So we may have already talked about this in the first episode. I can't remember if I did or not. This is one of the first games that had major involvement in the script writing as well as the programming by Koji Igarashi, otherwise known as Iga. He is the gentleman most widely known for the Metroidvania style of Castlevania games, where there's a map that you can explore and all the level progression and item drops and unique abilities for the characters. The big RPG style departure from the classical action game style of Castlevania. This is the one that he kind of cut his teeth on before he was allowed to make Circle of the Moon, Harmony of Dissonance, Aria of Sorrow, Dawn of Sorrow, Order of Ecclesia, and then moved on to his own studio where he developed Bloodstained Symphony, Ritual of Blood? Yeah, something like that. Basically the reinvention of this style of game. Anyway, let's fight the boss. This is going to be a tricky one because we're not just fighting any boss, we're fighting me! Owie! Ooh. The good news, I think he bleeds? If I can get my Dark Metamorphosis ability off. Jerk. Come on. Ow! Big hit. There we go. Now I can get some health back if I hit him. There we go. Uh-oh. Come on. Bleed for me! Uh-oh. We might be in trouble here. I died! I did mention this is going to be a pretty difficult run, right? Here's the good news. There is an item that we can go pick up that may make that fight a lot easier directly below instead of going up when we got to that room where we had two different directions. Oh, come on. And it won't take very long to get to. Yeah. Come on. All right. Load. There we go. So we're not going to go up to the boss fight just yet. We're going to go down and get that item. Alright, so what I want to do is want to go over here to the left. Uh-oh. Oh, I might not be able to do that yet. Oh, I forgot you have to get through this guy. And this is no easy fight. Well, we'll try. No guarantees we'll be able to beat him because he does have a really hard-hitting attack. Plus he keeps blocking, obviously. I need some critical hits. Uh-oh. Oh, crap. Do these things bleed? Yes, they do. Alright, that'll help. If I get blood from them. Uh-oh. I need you to bleed for me! Why can't I clear this? There we go. Ow! You better give me something I can bleed! Oh, you jerks. There we go. Got some blood. There we go. Back up to full. No, I cannot clear that for some reason. Alright, well, whatever. We'll go back this way. Oh, that could have been bad. Still could have been bad. Huh, get up here. Got him! Alright, so that was a very difficult enemy to fight. And we came here to do this. Pot roast. What? So if you wait here for about 8, 9, 10 seconds, we might have to hold down. I can't remember. We'll give it a second. There it goes. Game takes you to a room that you get a new weapon and a new set of armor. So we're going to go ahead and put that weapon on. The jewel knuckle, and look at the increase in damage. 23 per hit. That is very, very good. And we also get a slight boost to our armor. Not to mention, this is a very fast attacking weapon as well. You're normally not supposed to be able to get in this room unless you have the ability to turn into mist, to go through that little grate that was on the wall to the left here, or to the right there. But if you stand in that little cove and wait, you'll actually get this little mystery platform that'll take you down here, and you just hop on it and go right back up. And I don't think we're going to be trapped in here. I hope. Nope, we're not. All right, cool. So now I should be able to just kill these guys in one punch. Also, it'll make the fight against my doppelganger a little bit easier. Not dramatically so, but it'll be a little bit more of a fair fight against him. So that little bird there occasionally will stop and set up camp with the other bird. I think there was a duplicate there. You can look through the telescope. You can see some unique things when you do. Usually you'll see a little man in a boat. And that is a ferryman that you can actually interact with at a later point in time. We are not anywhere near that guy right now. We have to go pretty far down on the map to get to him. Alright, so that was everything we could do down here. Now we need to go back up and fight that doppelganger without dying. Nice thing about the mirror cuirass, I think is how you pronounce it. The armor actually makes it so that you have, I don't think it's complete protection from being stoned. I think it just increases your chance to not be stoned. Petrified? Yeah, it prevents you from getting high from smoking weed. There we go. All right, let's give this one another try, and hopefully we'll have better results than last time. Unfortunately, since we're using a weapon that doesn't cut enemies, the doppelganger won't bleed, and we won't be able to use Dark Metamorphosis to get health back. But I don't think that's going to be a problem. Go! I spoke too soon? Oh, look at that. 2 hits! Oh, the luck stat pays off. Get some health, and we move on. There's another weapon right here. Yoink, we got to swap. It's not as good as the one I'm using, but that's irrelevant. We finds it, we use it. Jump! And there's a little gap here. I think we can make the jump. We're going to try. Yay, I made it. And more health. Try to make the jump again. We made it. If you can't, there is an item you can pick up at a later time that will make it much easier to make that jump. But we still have a little ways to go before we get to that item, and I think it's in here. I might be wrong, but we're going to go in here anyway, because this is a very important room that you want to get to as soon as possible. And I have a phone that keeps buzzing. Let me turn that off real quick. There we go. Alright, anyway. We got some Doolahans here. Not damaging me as bad as he could, but I think that's because he wasn't actually hitting me with the sword. So we have extra reach, but we lost a lot of the damage the Jewel Knuckle was giving. Oh, very important pickup, and I think that is a repeated drop. If you come back in here, I believe that lantern will drop the uncurse item again. Curse in this game basically makes it so that when you try to attack with your weapon, your hand gets blocked and you can't actually do anything. Oh, look at that hit. That's why the rapier is so tough. Alright, let's metamorphose up. Get some blood. Alright, we're back up to normal. Blink. Uh-oh. Come on. Do the thing. There we go. Unfortunately, because of the low intelligence stat for the character, it does not last long. Yoink! Alright, we got new equipment. Gotta put it on. It is the same defensively, but it does not have the ability to resist the stone effect. So I can get just as high as I want and still have fun playing the game. So I had to guarantee a hit on these guys is to do a ducking slash instead of trying to stand up and hit them while they jump. Now, if I was being completely honest, I don't know if I'd say this is my favorite Igavania style game. I kind of like Aria of Sorrow a little bit more. It's still a fantastic game, but it's just been outdone by another game that I happen to think is better playing. Come on. Die, jerk. Yeah, the nice thing about Aria of Sorrow is it introduced the idea that when you kill enemies, they drop souls, and those souls actually can give you some unique abilities. Oh, yep, so there's my curse, and that's what happens when I try to attack. So I do have the ability to uncurse myself. We'll just try to walk it off for now. These stupid curse balls are very difficult to get through without getting hit if you don't kill them quickly. Alright. I might have to wait a second. There we go. Because these books attack. Very good. There's a nifty little room up here that we'll go to. Bloodstained also kind of scratches some of the same itches as not only Aria of Sorrow, but Symphony of the Night, because it is just kind of like a greatest hits of all the things that Igarashi had put in all the previous games that he designed while he was at Konami, including a little trick that we're going to do up ahead, or is it... Oh, it's not in here. It's in another room. Alright, so now we can actually see the names of the enemies that we're fighting. Oh, no, you don't. Oh, yes, you do. Got him. Every level, I go up just a little bit more constitution, a little more defense. We take more hits, more damage, and survive, hopefully. Instead of having to go and put on the equipment I'm trying to avoid using as much as possible. I don't want to cheat. I don't want to cheat. Alright, so we're gonna encounter probably the worst voice acting in the entire game. in the next room, not in this one, but we're getting very close to it. I mean, it's memorable, but it is very, very poorly done.
It's been a long time, old one.
Oh, it's you, Master Alucard. What do you need?
I need your help.
Young Master, I cannot aid one who opposes the Master.
Oh, yes, you
won't
can.
go unrewarded.
Really? In that case, just tell me what you need.
I like money here.
I'm interested in this.
So when you pick up the gems in this game, you can sell them for money.
Thank you.
It's the only thing in this game you can actually sell. And you can actually sell a whole bunch of them at once. You don't have to sell them one at a time. And these actually drop fairly easily from the fishmen that you encounter early in the game. Or at least the top grouping of gems. The rarer the gem is, the less likely just a standard enemy in the game is going to drop it. So let's go to the item section. Jewel of Open is why we had to come here. That'll open up all those blue doors that we couldn't open before, and I think there were 2 of them that we couldn't do. So we have to buy that. There's also a couple of pieces of equipment that you can pick up here if you need to add some extra damage. If you want to pick up a saber, which will increase my attack by 2. The mace, which I think maybe a little bit faster attack, but I'm not 100% on that. Again, some of this stuff very expensive and not easy to pick up the cash right now for. We'll get the reverse cloak because that's going to add 2 to my defense stat, and that's probably the only thing that we're going to bother with. Castle map is cheap enough that we can get it, and it's going to help. Again, there's some spells in here that you can learn by paying money, or you can just cast them. If you know what the spell is and you cast it, you can actually use it without having to spend the money. Oh, no.
I'm interested in this.
I wanted to buy that. Back down. Alright, buy the reverse cloak. Buy the map. You don't have to buy the map in order to see any of the areas that you can get to later. It just shows you some of the stuff that we'll be able to reach at some point in the game. And you can see we've already covered a large portion of this map as we've played through it so far. So let's go ahead and put on that cloak that we picked up. Reverse cloak. And system will allow you to actually flip it back and forth if you don't like the color that you're currently using. It doesn't matter. It looks fine either way. Alright, so there was another area that we could have gone to with a little bit of skill in this part of the room, but we won't be able to do it right now because I don't have the necessary item. And it's the 2nd floor right here. And we'll actually get the item as we go north on the current line that we're following. Owie! Stop it! Get away from me! Bad book. Oh, I might have to burn another one of my items. We're not that far away from a save room, are we? Kind of. And the nearest save room is actually back behind me, but I can't reach it. The real problem is there's no enemies that I can cut for blood. It's all books and zombies up here. Again, you don't have to use an uncurse to cure yourself. If you do get cursed, it does make it a little bit easier to get over the symptoms of curse, or you could just use one of your uncurse items to get it out of your system. Unfortunately, Alucard is not Richter. He does not have the ability to do his little slide kick. So we're going to wait a second for it to run out. I want to burn my curse items, or uncurse items if I don't have to. And go in here and blood up. There we go. Alright, let's try to pop him. There we go. Get some blood. Oh, stop hitting me, jerk. There we go. Too bad. Do it one more time. Oh, I gotta come back. Hey, you didn't bleed for me. I believe Alucard's backswing actually can hit enemies and do damage. Would you be smart to rely on that to hit enemies? No, it's a terrible strategy. Don't do that. But you could. Oh, I missed. Come on, get out of here. There's my other uncurse. Really could use a better weapon. So we can't use that obvious elevator just yet. We have to actually get up to the top. Ooh, a banana. I think these guys drop spears? Or maybe I'm thinking of another enemy. They drop something cool. Either armor or... Whoa! Slow down, big guy. Showing everyone his little axe kata. These guys can be very frustrating if you're standing in the line of fire, because I think it does like good 10, 12 points of damage every time it hits, and they shoot fast. So that's the item you want right there to get up to that save room. But we're going to leave it alone for now. Walk in here to this curious looking thing, which if you press up on, transports you to the other side of the map. So now we have a quick way to get back to the room that we couldn't access before simply because there was a switch that was blocking the path. And now we can step on that switch and open the door and do some funny things with it, like this. Actually, not that. I meant the platform here, where you fall, 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 all the way down. Also, if you hadn't collected the heart refresh or heart max item, you can pick it up while you're over here. We don't need to do that anymore. And it will give us a secondary path up to the very top of the castle on the left side, because we can actually open a door there. Or we could go back to the room that had a door we couldn't open on that long horizontal stretch in the middle of the map that will take us down into the underground area of the game. So we have plenty of options that we can choose from coming up. We don't have to do any of those right now. I think we're gonna go up and see how far we can get in the top right corner of the map, which can be very tricky, but there's some good items up there. And we also want to get that little wolf face item. One hit kill, so that was definitely a luck hit. That should have taken me like 9 or 10 strikes to kill him. Gimme. I'm thirsty. Give me blood. So these Medusa heads, the blue ones, cannot turn you to stone. However, there is a yellow counterpart that we are very close to reaching, and we will be able to... Ow! Get stoned by that enemy. In fact, I believe it's in the very next room above us. Oh, you jerk. Can't reach that yet, but that switch that we just pressed activated the elevator, so now I can go down here, The door is open. The item is accessible. And we can go back up and get to that big jar. Oh. Oh, what was that? That should have hit me. All right, so what we do to turn to a dragon, turn into a wolf. I wish there was a dragon ability. You gotta press the right, at least on the Xbox controller, press right trigger. He can't take damage. If he does, he actually gets reverted back to human form. He does have the ability to bite enemies and also do a little charge while he's in wolf form to run a little bit faster. He actually gains another ability later that allows him to run at like super fast speeds that will make him invulnerable, but also every time he collides with an enemy while he's doing that, he damages them but loses some magic. And magic is what governs how long you can turn into a wolf. So if you're hitting too many enemies, you'll get forced back into human form very quickly. I'll take the Bible. And I will go in here and save. No. Come on, do it. Do it right. Save. I think it's what I did wrong earlier is I didn't overwrite the data. There we go. Alright, so we're going to go left, and we're going to do as much as we can over here. Unfortunately, I don't think we can get to Dracula's castle, or the top of Dracula's castle from here. I think we will be limited simply because there will be some areas we can't get to without the ability to double jump or fly. Also, this big bastard is in the way. Come on. Brr. I want to say this guy drops a sword of some kind. Oh. Alright. Do the Bible. Yeah. See ya. I mean, it's no by booty, but it is an impressive item. And look at that. They respawn if you walk far enough off screen. So you want to get some levels. Those are some good, easy enemies to kill to get some experience. Oh no! I'm pretty sure that's scripted, and that will break every time if it's not already fully broken. Oh, okay, so it is fully broken. Alright, so this is where the wolf comes into play. Whee! Made the jump! Oh! You jerk. Bible going to be very useful coming up, just taking some major hits against enemies. Ah, I didn't make it, but I did get an item from it. And I think we can get across the gap here to get a pentagram, which is a very useful item as well. Unfortunately, that is probably the limit of where we can go up here, because, yeah, we do have to have the ability to either double jump or fly, and we can't do either of those things yet. It's alright, not a big deal. That does mean we either need to go down or all the way over the left side of the map, and I think we're going to go down first. There's a couple of critical items down at the bottom of the map that we want to grab as soon as possible as well. One of those, and if I hadn't fallen in the water to show yet, because, and this is kind of going back to really old like original Bram Stoker's Dracula style lore. Apparently, Dracula could not move across moving bodies of water. Why? I don't know. At least he couldn't walk into it without getting hurt. Now, that has been changed over time. Now as weaknesses are a little bit more simplified, it's like holy objects and garlic, and that's basically everything that can hurt him. But they did have that element of his weaknesses in this game in the form that if Alucard falls in water, he takes damage. There's an item all the way at the bottom of the map, however, that you can pick up that makes it so that he does not take any damage when he steps in water. And that is something we want to try to get as soon as possible. Oh, no. Look at the map. Alright, so let's go to the left and get to that save room, try to recover the health. No enemies to speak of in this room, so we don't have to worry about that. Because a run with the high luck stat is so dependent on enemies' random drops to get unique equipment, I'm not going to avoid hitting enemies or fighting enemies unless I'm really low on health and it's a dire circumstance where I need to get to a save room as fast and safe as possible. So instances like this where I can fight the enemy, I'm just going to fight him. Because this guy does drop the armor that I was talking about earlier that turns you into an axe armor, or an axe knight, I guess is what he's called. So we don't want to avoid that. I do want to try to get up to this thing up here. So there's a little trick you can do to cheese getting up to that platform where if you're running up a set of stairs as a wolf, you actually can make a much higher jump. And it goes a little something like this. There we go. Woof. Alright, so we want to go right, or excuse me, left here. Unfortunately, my wolf form cannot run through enemies. Normally, it would be easier just to turn into the wolf form and then just bulldoze through all these guys as fast as you can. Uh-oh. Oh, oh, don't let him hit. Okay. Whew. Oh, no, don't do that. No, don't do that. Get out of the... Stop it. I meant to block. There we go. Uh-oh. No! I don't want to die. Why are you so damn hard to kill? There we go. As I recall, these guys coming up can take, or can bleed, so I want to use my Dark Metamorphosis. There we go. Haha! I avoided the hit from the fireball just by casting my spell. There's the eyeball again. We'll call him Fred. Everyone say hi to Fred. Hi, Fred. That's a Diplocephalus. Where did they come up with that name? I don't know. I think we can get in that room by hitting a switch over here. Maybe? Yeah, that's where it is. It's right here. And you gotta step on that platform right in the center of the room here. Ta-da! And now we should be able to go into the room down below. If not, I think I might have to get that clock back because I was fairly certain, not the clock, the stopwatch. The stopwatch was critical to getting into one of these two rooms. Nothing there. Attack potion. And a library card. Now, that is something I meant to pick up in the library, but I forgot to. Basically, what it does is anytime you use the library card, it will take you from anywhere in the map and teleport you to the room just outside of the library, where the master librarian is. So if you're really in dire circumstances and you have some money and you want to buy some items, you can just use the library card, go right back. In fact, I think it works inside of a boss fight arena as well. So if you ever want to get out of a bad boss fight, you can actually use the library card. Now, there is a loading time for it. You cast it and it doesn't immediately take you out of the fight. There's about a 3-4 second pause while it's activating. And I think if you get hit, you actually can take damage and or die. And it may even interrupt the teleport, so you want to be careful with that. Come on, die. Die, die, die. I gotta tell you, the soundtrack on this this particular game is impressive. Whoa! I had it! Oh, come on. Oh, I'm gonna be so sad if I can't get back up there. Okay, run. Stop falling, you dingus. You're so close. No, he fell again. That was such a weird choice in the design of this game. If your back legs aren't touching the ground, he'll just slide off the back of a platform. Oh! Nope. Oh, so close. I can't believe I had it and I lost it earlier. Oh, man. There we go. And it wasn't even worth it. Zircon is the cheapest gemstone that you can find in the game. That was a huge waste of time. All right, we want to go right first because I think that's a save room on the right side. It is. Save. I do have one area in mind to get to before the end of this episode, which is down at the very bottom of this very long vertical shaft that we're inside of right now. You can see it drops a very long way. Once we get to the area I am thinking of, that should be a good stopping point for this particular episode. Alright, so let's go over here real quick. Owie! Uh-oh. No. I like the Bible more. Grab this. This wall that looks a little bit different than the other areas. Yes, you're right to hit it. Because you can walk in and grab a bandana, another piece of equipment to put on. Alright, so what did that do for me? It lowered my defense and my intelligence. No. Okay, never mind. No, it raised both of those. So it was a better pickup. That's not a guarantee. If we find something that is dramatically worse as a drop from an enemy, I am going to put it on. Oh! Didn't mean to do that. Well, anyway. Owie. Should block that. Again, I have a very lazy finger. I don't want to move it that inch and a half to the right to hit the shield button. Oh, grab the money. Yeah, we're good. Gotcha. Nice little detail there when he's getting ready to what's the term, knock an arrow. He actually pulls 2 out of his quiver, and he holds 1 in his hand while he puts the other arrow on the string. Just a neat little detail they put in here for this particular character. You can see it on that one too. Oh, big drop. Oh, bad drop. Don't take that, no. Alright, I think we're at the bottom here. Alright, let's go this way. There's an item of some use up here. I think it might just be health. The passage we just went through is... Yep, it is. Alright, cool. Life ups are very useful in getting your health back if you are low. This passage that we just went down is actually an easy way to go back up. Because the chamber we're in right now actually is... it's a very long vertical drop that doesn't have any platforms you can stand on. So until you have the ability to fly or double jump, there is no easy way to get back up it unless you go up the vertical shaft. On the left side, I should say. Alright, so we're gonna go back to the top, drop down so that we get all the map completion for those particular parts of the shaft, and then we'll continue on our way. Gotta be honest, kind of disappointed at the lack of drops that I'm getting in this particular playthrough. Aha! And then I spoke. Alright, cool. That is better. So that was a worthwhile pickup. Also saved us some money because that is an item that you could have gotten from the Librarian. It would have been very disappointing to pick that up just to find out that you could get it as a drop from an enemy that you would see fairly frequently just trying to get to the bottom of the map area. Money. I think those guys drop magic arrow, but I don't know that for certain. Nothing. Big money, look at that. Skeleton archers are just raining cash. A spear! I think that is a weapon I can equip and is not disposable? We're about to find... Oh, it is disposable. Alright, so we won't put that on because that is a weapon you throw away on use. So we don't want to do that. We can certainly use it against the boss we're going to come up on in a second here. Get out of here, jerk. Okay, so... go right. Now there is a button that I have not been using, and I don't know why, but you can actually hit. Which one is it? Oh, maybe you can't. Oh, you know what? I'm thinking of a different Castlevania. They did in future Castlevanias make a backslide button where you can actually evade an enemy hit by just dashing backwards. I don't think there is one in this game, or maybe I'm not hitting the right button. Oh, there it is. Okay, there is a backslide. So you do have other ways to avoid attacks, but again, fat fingers, too lazy, don't want to hit the button. That makes the game much more safe. Okay, coward. Fight me. Can't get his item. There's a ledge here. And if you have the ability to jump that gap, there are some fun items that you can get over on the right side. We don't have the ability to do that, so we're just going to go ahead and drop to the bottom. Ah, ow, my ankles. Save room. And the next boss fight is actually to the bottom of this room and to the right. Down this way. Right here. So, let's go ahead and fight a snake. A Scylla worm. Now, if this is Scylla, that means we're probably somewhere near a fight with Charybdis. If you know your Greek storytelling, Greek mythology. I don't know, what did Homer's writings properly... what are they properly referred to as? They're not fiction. I don't even know if I'd call them mythology. It was just kind of a story. Alright, very important. Don't touch the water. Don't touch the water! It's getting close. Owie! Ow! Oh! Ah, that burns! My delicate constitution. And it will fill the entire room, so can't go back that way. But what must we do to get out? Well, we do have to go fight a boss. And we're almost there. So, oh, we're going to put on that javelin we picked up earlier. Might as well get use out of it. And watch me miss. Key up! Oh, that was some nice hits. Owie! Also, I want to put the shield back on now that I've used it. It was up here somewhere. Yes, it was. We could use the pentagram as well, but I don't think this fight's that tough. I'm gonna make a fool of myself and not get rid of these worms fast enough and probably get killed. Although those little water drops are definitely not doing the trick. That one is, though. And no, we can't touch the floor because it is also covered in ankle-high water, which will hurt poor Alucard. Come on, die already. Good lord. I may have to use a food item here. Let's do that real quick. I don't want to die to this guy. Oh! Okay, we should be fine. Got the health back. Put the shield back on. Come on, die! Stop blocking me! Got one of them. Got two of them. And now we do have to actually hit her. Or her dogs, whatever they are. Okay, so we aren't taking any damage from the ankle-high water. Oh, or the fire afterwards. Get my health back. And our reward for all that effort, a cloak! Yay! This is actually one of the coolest cloaks in the game because it is a semi-invisible cloak. It does improve our constitution and our defense a little bit as well. Both good things. I believe it's the constitution stat that affects your ability to shake off poison and or the curse effect. But the cool thing about the cloak is, since it's semi-invisible, if you duck, your back half just kind of disappears into the background. Ooh. Alright, so we have finished the boss. We're going to go ahead and head back up to the save room above and call it a day on this episode. Hey, another weapon. Let's go ahead and put it on now. Is it better? It is. Let's go ahead and sort the items again. I don't think we had picked up anything else, but we'll double check. Nope, nothing else. The weapons have incredible reach in this game, probably because Alucard doesn't use a whip, and they wanted to give you that extra reach that you normally would have had. I think the way they worked around that in the anime that they did for Castlevania was they had him using an S-stock, which is a thrusting sword, and they are very, very long, so they kind of wanted Alucard to have a nice long reach so that he was comparable in ability to Trevor Belmont. All right, let's go ahead and save and wrap things up for episode 2. So we did manage to get all the way to the library, which is our hub for buying items that we might need at some point in the game. The Jewel of Open, or Book of Open, whatever it was called, allowed us to get into the bottom areas of the castle, the bowels, if you will, where we took on the whatever she was supposed to be, the Scylla Charybdis equivalent enemy in the game, and pick up a cool cape out in the process. We're not done in the basement. We still have quite a bit of territory we got to cover on the bottom of the map here. We also need to pick up the item that makes it so we no longer take damage from water. That is not too far away. I think maybe another 5 to 10 minutes journey here before we pick that up, and then we can explore the rest of the map rather fully, at the bottom at least, where all the water is settled. But we'll pick that back up in the next one. That's going to do it for episode 2 of my long play for Castlevania Symphony of the Night. As always, I do appreciate each of you watching, and I will see you next time.